It was meant to be a calm, pleasant evening dinner at our favorite restaurant, surrounded by the warmth of friends, laughter, and familiar faces. My husband, Daniel, had just returned from a long business trip, and I wanted to welcome him back, to close the quiet distance that had slowly crept between us. I imagined the night would draw us closer, but fate had other plans. When Ryan walked through the restaurant doors, my heart almost stopped. He wasn't supposed to be there. My secret lover, confident, charming, reckless, had always thrived on danger. That edge was part of what had pulled me toward him. But tonight, his usual charm carried a darker weight. His eyes smoldered with jealousy and rage. Every time Daniel smiled at me, I could feel Ryan's gaze burning into me, yet I forced myself to act normal. Daniel, ever the gentleman, filled the space with stories from his trip, light-hearted and genuine, drawing laughter from everyone at the table. I smiled where I could, though inside I was crumbling. My hands shook as I lifted my glass, silently praying we could survive the evening without disaster. Across from me, Ryan sat rigid, jaw tight, his silence heavy enough to pull curious glances. I avoided his eyes, afraid of what he might do. Then it happened. Daniel reached for my hand, resting his lightly upon mine. "I missed you more than I realized," he said, warm and sincere. The moment should have comforted me, but instead, Ryan's expression twisted into fury. The next sound was the scrape of wood as he pushed back his chair and rose. "You don't deserve her," Ryan spat, his voice slicing the air like a knife. The restaurant went silent. Every conversation, every laugh, froze. Before I could react, Ryan swung his hand and slapped Daniel across the face. The crack echoed, gasps rippled through the room. Daniel staggered back, stunned. I froze, my heart hammering so loudly I could barely think. Ryan's chest heaved, his face red with anger, but beneath it was raw, desperate pain. He wasn't trying to humiliate Daniel, he was trying to hurt me. "Tell him," he shouted. "Tell him the truth. Stop pretending." My throat tightened. No words came. I felt every pair of eyes in the room on me, friends, co-workers, neighbors, staff all witnessing some tragic scene unfold. Daniel turned to me slowly, his expression unreadable, his voice eerily calm. "What truth?" I opened my mouth, but nothing emerged. I wanted to explain, to lie, to run, but I couldn't. My silence spoke for me. Ryan slammed his fist on the table. "Tell him you've been with me. Tell him what you said about him, about your marriage." His words seemed to reverberate endlessly. Someone gasped nearby. The world blurred around me, spinning into a haze of noise and color. Daniel's face went pale. He drew in a long breath, lips pressing tight, the weight of realization settling over him. "Is that true?" he asked, voice low, controlled, too controlled. Tears welled in my eyes, and I shook my head, but still said nothing. My silence shattered any hope left. Daniel looked between me and Ryan with an expression I had never seen before. Not anger, not heartbreak, but something colder, sharper. He straightened his jacket, pulled out his phone, and made a quick call. Within minutes, 2 uniformed security guards arrived and restrained Ryan as he shouted my name, reaching for me. Daniel never raised his voice. He didn't hit back, curse, or even glance at Ryan again. That terrified me more than any outburst could. He wasn't acting on emotion, he was in total control. Once Ryan was dragged out, Daniel faced the silent room. "Dinner's over," he said simply. Then he walked away, calm and composed, leaving me humiliated, my world collapsing in front of everyone. I ran after him, calling, begging to explain, but he never looked back. He got into his car and drove off without a word. That night, he didn't come home. The next morning, the house was eerily quiet. On the dining table lay a folded note in Daniel's handwriting. "You've chosen your path. I hope he was worth it." My hands shook as I read it over and over, the words burning into my mind. I tried calling him, but his number was blocked. I called Ryan, but he didn't answer either. That's when panic truly set in. By evening, the news arrived: Ryan had been arrested. Daniel had pressed charges for assault and public defamation. There was restaurant security footage, witness statements, everything. The man who claimed to love me enough to fight had destroyed himself in a single reckless moment. Days later, divorce papers came. Daniel had quietly moved out, leaving without a backward glance. People we'd known for years whispered behind my back. The story had spread: the slap, the affair, the public humiliation. In one night, everything I had built came crashing down. Daniel, the man who had once loved me with unwavering devotion, was gone. Ryan, the man I thought I couldn't resist, had vanished into ruin. I was left amid the wreckage, trying to comprehend how one moment of passion, one loss of control, could destroy everything. I once believed I could balance both worlds, safety and desire, loyalty and thrill. That night proved how fragile control truly is. One slap, one revealed truth, and everything I thought I owned: love, respect, security, turned to dust.